Welcome back to Daily DeFi. Today is March 1st of 2021. We see the total value locked in decentralized finance with DeFi Pulse sitting right at $36.48 billion at the time of recording this. It's very, very important to understand that we needed this nice consolidation over the weekend, and we will see what happens with not only the Bitcoin charts, which is the number one key indicator for the whole market, but really along with that, I would say they're kind of partially together, is the Bitcoin dominance chart. So if you really want to understand what will happen with this dip, if we will see a further dip or if we will bounce back to those 50K levels, or $55,000 levels and actually break through 60,000, what you'll really want to be looking at is Bitcoin price and Bitcoin dominance, merge those together. If you want, I could make an individual video on this, really how you can kind of have your finger on the pulse like we do with DeFi Pulse of the overall altcoin market. So not just DeFi altcoins, but privacy altcoins, all these different things. It's very, very important to understand that you're going to want to look at that Bitcoin dominance chart and the actual Bitcoin chart. So both these together is really the two key things here. And then we move into some of the altcoins. So as you know, with DeFi Pulse, really what we try and do is look at the total value locked in, which is right around $36.5 billion, as I said. We were above 40,000 for the longest time, but it's nice to see this consolidation again in a healthy bull market. You don't want to see a complete parabolic move up with no correction. In order to have another parabolic move up, you're going to want to see a nice little correction to continue the bull run. So when we move into DeFi Pulse, really what we look at is the DeFi index, so DeFi Pulse index, and the maker dominance. So these two things essentially show you maker dominance is almost like the BTC dominance, but in the individual DeFi niche of the crypto market. So this is a little bit more complicated, but maybe I can talk about this in another video. Let me know in the comments every day when I go over these things if you understand what I'm talking about, because that's the most important thing really, is that you really understand how this show is formatted. For March, I really want to change things up. You can see in the thumbnail, switch it up a little bit, always trying to improve, always trying to iterate so it brings you the most value. But yeah, today I just really wanted to start the month off just with a video really going out to you guys, asking you if you understand what's in the show, if you want to see more of individual things. We have different sites we can start off with instead of DeFi Pulse, like DeFi Rate, if that helps a little bit better. But besides that, really what I wanted to talk about is two altcoins that are performing incredibly well. Let's get to that. First Aave, then Augur. Both are performing very, very well. At one point, Augur was actually up about 30%. This changes so quickly, as you guys know. But Aave ranked 17, really leading the DeFi Pulse marketplace. And then you have market cap of right around $4.5 billion. You have fully diluted right around six billion. And for all of those that you don't understand fully diluted, essentially what that means is once this max supply, let's say like this max supply was fully out. So right now the circulating supply is 78%. So if this was 100%, this would be the fully diluted, okay? So I hope you understand that, but essentially fully diluted is just if all the supply is out in the marketplace. So volume right around 730 million, sitting at $372.12 right now. If we go to 1 year low, 1 year high, this is going to blow your mind. But since this is a Coinbase coin, it's listed on Coinbase, that actually is a huge factor that people really, I think, downplay. But Coinbase is where, really all the kind of newbies in the space go to buy crypto. They don't really, if they don't understand, how Uniswap works or all these other decentralized exchanges, or like even something as easy as Binance, they go to Coinbase, and only certain coins on there get that kind of mass adoption. So relative mass adoption, I should say. So that was Aave. And then we'll go to Augur, and then lastly, we'll talk about this Robinhood Fine, which is tiny, guys. This is so small in relevance to things. But first, Augur, so ticker symbol REP, we've talked about this one in the past, rank 106, market cap of around $350 million, fully diluted again. So that means that if you look at this is about 10%. You would have to see, okay, so this is about, so fully diluted is right around the same. So for this one, for example, Augur, really what that means is most likely all the coins are out. Now, it doesn't have it listed on CoinMarketCap, but we can check CoinGecko for that if you're more interested. Those things are more in tokenomics, but volume is 213 million. That's nice to see. We're sitting at $31.79. Yep, this is up 26% at the time of recording this. It was up around 30%. But let's go to 1 year low. This one performed very nicely over the year, $5.66 starting out the year. Okay, so Robinhood expects to pay $26.6 million in a FINRA fine. Now, this may seem like a big number, but it's really tiny in comparison to things. After it faces multiple regulatory probes, expects to pay a hefty fine to settle with regulators. They shut down trading for GME and AMC in this kind of Wall Street bets craze that's died out a little bit. Robinhood is dealing with multiple regulatory probes and expects to pay this fine. It's not a gloom and doom for the company, which is preparing to go public. Robinhood is valued at $20 billion. See, guys, again, you have to realize for this company, this is really nothing. Like, this is just to settle these things and not have an issue go further. But I think really where they're going to get hurt is if they do something like this again, and they've kind of pushed away all the users that really like them. They kind of showed that they are not really for the people. They're really for who they're really backing. And the true customer, guys, when you're using a free platform, any platform that's free, in your like Facebook, Instagram, you are the product. You have to understand that you are the product if you're using a free platform. For example, Facebook, they sell your data. For example, Twitter, they sell your data. For example, really any of these things. Robinhood, they sell the data of trading. So all these things, I've done a lot of where I really started out in online business, and I've considered doing a video on this, but it really was in mainly e-commerce. Then I learned really, really deep into digital advertising with Google ads, Facebook ads, all these different things. That's kind of where I started building my wealth and then providing this as a service. And then I moved a bit more into focusing on niche e-commerce and grew that. So I think really the point here is with Web 3.0 is we're removing this middleman. We're removing someone like Robinhood or Facebook, and we're going straight to the consumer. There is no middleman. So that's pretty much it for today's video. If you want to see me maybe talk about a video on kind of how I started out in online business, I really started out doing yard work in Iowa, where I'm from, at like, what was I, probably 12 is when I started like mowing lawns, doing mulch and things like this. Then I did concrete construction for a very long time, and then moved into really building wealth online. So that's pretty much it for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, definitely like, subscribe, and button all. I apologize of the noise in the beginning of this video. I recorded a full video on the boat ride right across the bay. That's the background noise was horrible. It was such a beautiful view, but I didn't want to piss people off. Upload it with like terrible background noise with crazy wind. So that's kind of my daily routine in Istanbul is taking the nice ferry ride over. So anyways, that's all for today's video.